sponsors: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sidney All-Glaze Ideology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Cargill, and NKTelco. Good evening once again. I'm Dave Helmstetter with Brandon Koberman from Memorial Stadium in Sidney, and it's on elementary night here on the 30-0 field of Sidney, and lots of youth flooding out onto the field, Brandon, and creating quite an interesting environment for the game between Sidney and Piqua.
Yeah, and you talk about it, it's Sidney here going to look to go on a 3-game win streak here, and it's elementary night. Way to get the kids on this beautiful field here. They're going to get ready to introduce their beloved Sidney Yellow Jackets here. You're going to hear the sound of the cannon here go off here in a little bit.
Got to have the cannon. You're at Sidney, right?
Exactly.
Yellow Jackets come into tonight's game 2-2 overall, 2-1 in the Valley Division, tied with Stebbins and Xenia. They've scored 65 points, allowed 79, and the only team in the Valley Division with a win streak. That's the positive. But tonight's competition is extremely challenging for the Yellow Jackets, and that's Piqua. Unbeaten overall, unbeaten in their division. The Indians under head coach Bill Neese, extremely strong.
Yeah, you talk about Sidney. If you look on paper, this is their toughest matchup here yet with the Piqua Indians. You know, Sidney's on this 2-game win streak. They picked up against Vandalia Butler, but if you want to talk about stingy defenses, let's take a look at the Piqua Indians. The Piqua Indians so far, if you don't count their one COVID-canceled game, are only giving up 4.3 points a game right now, which is just absolutely about unheard of midway point through the season as you see Piqua coming out on the field here. And they're led on the defensive side of the ball there by Sam Schmeezing, and this team has looked really good. We talked with Coach Dunn just before the game. He said Piqua's absolutely deserving of a top 10 ranking in their division. You know, they've been there before. They've been there with deep playoff runs, state champions in 2006, state runner-ups in 2000. So this program knows how to win. It's going to be a formidable opponent here for the Jackets tonight.
Yeah, Piqua comes off a 7-1 season a year ago during the COVID-shortened campaign, and Coach Bill Neese, a Hall of Famer for the Ohio High School Athletic Association football coaches, Hall of Famer for Baldwin Wallace. Neese brings his own special kind of play into tonight's game, and that's defense, and they are a run-oriented football team.
They are a run-oriented football team led there by Josiah Medley, who's third in the Miami Valley League in rush yards, you know, right there behind Brock Short, you know, who's out of Greenville, who we saw a couple weeks ago. So an elite rushing attack that you will see here from Sidney as you see them come on the field. It's going to be a formidable opponent. You see that it's going to be very ground-oriented. Quarterback Brady Ewell does throw about 15 times a game. Generally, their game against Troy the other week, which was on that Labor Day weekend, that Saturday, if you remember, where it just poured, they only threw 3 pass attempts. So they're not afraid to run the ball down your throat.
And you look at the Yellow Jackets, they're a little bit of a different kind of football team. They like to throw the ball. Donovan Johnson having a good year, coming on strong, getting better with each game. And as you look at the league statistics, they stand second in passing yards at 218 plus on the season.
Yeah, Donovan Johnson has done a real nice job picking up for Cedric where Cedric Johnson left off last year. E.J. Davis fifth right now in the NVL pass yards. Sam Reynolds, an elite back. Martez Harris has really done a nice job coming on the past couple weeks, picking up the rushing attack. This is a very pass-oriented team. But again, we said they're on this 2-game win streak, but this is really going to show how far Sidney's come from their last loss to now. It's going to measure where they are right in the middle of the pack in the season. Right now, they're 13th in their region in the playoffs and qualifiers. So it's going to be a really, again, a good barometer of seeing where Sidney needs to be at.
And one of the things that Sidney head coach Adam Dunn just mentioned is the play of his defense. They're coming off a shutout. They did pretty well against Greenville, holding that team, one of the best offenses in the MVL, to only 14 points. And with Taborn back in the lineup, Sidney has to feel good about their defense.
Taborn came on last week and just has an absolute nose to the ball, just wants to make that big hit, led by also that defensive line, that 3-4 defensive line that they run, led by Jaden Swiger out there, 5.5 sacks, leading all the Miami Valley League. And then you got defensive back Miles Vordemark, a ball hawking DB back there, who really does a nice job there for Sidney.
Yellow Jackets stand 2-2 overall, 2-1 in league play. Piqua unbeaten at 4-0 and 3-0. And now our national anthem. Rendition of the national anthem by the Sidney High School Marching Band, and we're just moments away from the opening kickoff here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney. And let's take a look at our keys to the game, all brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First for the visiting Piqua Indians.
First for Coach Nee's team. They want to continue to play that strong defense, again, only giving up 4.3 points a game. It really plays into who they are as a team. They also want to rush effectively. We talked about how they're generally a ground attack team. They can keep their offense on the field and then give more rest to that defense that's been so stingy this year. And three, they're going to want to play clean. No penalties, especially if you're going to rush a lot. You want to avoid them hold penalties that could really derail a drive. And yeah, those are the keys for Piqua.
And for the Sidney Yellow Jackets, Coach Adam Dungus, that turnover margin, Brandon.
Yeah, and he says he wants to win the turnover margin, but not only that, but win it by 2+, because he knows he's facing a good team in Piqua. If they get a chance to turn over the ball, they got to capitalize. Remember if you watched this game against Vandalia Butler last week, Sidney gave Vandalia Butler a lot of opportunities to score off turnovers, but they didn't capitalize. And that's what Sidney's got to do here. If they get a chance to get a turnover, they've got to have the opportunity to capitalize on it. If you think they're the underdog coming in here tonight, just looking on paper. Also, they want a key special teams play to really help them score, and because they had that kickoff return the other week against Greenville, that's been important for them. And then they want air-free football.
Those are the keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Piqua and Sidney to square it off. 126 meeting between these two teams. Piqua on the field, and let's take a brief look at our starting lineups tonight, all brought to you by Sidney All-Glaze Audiology. First for the visiting Piqua Indians, the key performers.
The key performers here for Sidney for Piqua, what you're going to have to look at is Josiah Medley, the running back out there, Brady Ewell, the quarterback, Tanner Kemp, another running back featured. On the defensive side, you're going to have to look at Sam Schmeezing, who leads the potent Sidney defense in tackles.
And for the Sidney Yellow Jackets, key performers for them.
Donovan Johnson is who it starts with. You're also going to have to look at E.J. Davis, Martez Harris, and Sam Reynolds. And on defense, you're going to have to look at Devin Taborn, Miles Vordemark, and Jaden Swiger.
Jackson Trombley kicks it away for Piqua. It will go into the end zone. So the Yellow Jackets will have it on their own 20-yard line. Our starting lineup tonight brought to you by Sidney All-Glaze Audiology. First series will have Sidney with possession. It's a warm, humid night. Late September. Feels more like late August, but
it does.
The weather is good, and of course, as you noted before, the Piqua-Troy game, kind of interesting that it's always at the end of the season.
Yeah.
They moved it up earlier in the season to try and take advantage of some better weather, and what does it do but rain? Interception. First pass of the game, and it's a touchdown, and boy, just like that, Bryson Roberts will have a 24-yard run for a touchdown. Big play by the Piqua defense, as Roberts, the 5'11 junior, steps in front of the intended pass from Johnson. And just like that, the Indians are in the end zone, Brandon.
That's the third interception of the year for the Piqua defense there. I think it was a little bit of a missed assignment there by whoever it was on the outside, stacked at the bottom of your screen there. And Bryson Roberts, just the right place, the right time, and right as he caught it, there was nobody in front of him. You can't get much easier than that. And thank you very much, says Bryson Roberts, and a 6-0 Piqua lead.
Jackson Trombley on to try the extra point. 15 out of 17 on the season. Official will come in and spot the football one more time. Brennan Johns will snap it for Piqua. Uhl with the hold. Kick is up. Looks like a strong kick, and it is good. So Piqua strikes first. Our score, the Piqua Indians 7, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
Kennedy Garage. Don't cuss, call us for all your auto repair needs. Busher's Market. Biggins Small Engine Repair and U-Haul. Find us on Facebook. Superior Aluminum Products. Join our Superior team today. Next Generation Kitchen and Bath. Design your next kitchen or bathroom project with us. K&M Imports. K&M Imports Sales and Service. Breichman Sales and Service. Ag Chemical Distributors. Rushi Inn and Tavern. Home and Interiors. Sassy Sisters Designs. Sassy Sisters Designs Home Decor and more. Francis Manufacturing. Francis Manufacturing in Rushi. Forever Fit. Forever Fit 24/7. Orchard's Floor Store.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Seconds into the first quarter, Piqua will score on the interception. They're up 7-0. Only good part about that is that the Yellow Jackets will get the football again.
Now you're just starting a little bit of a hole here, but just got to breathe a little bit. Again, we said it's going to be an uphill climb here for the Jackets tonight if they want to come out here on top. You know, things don't go really the way you want them to ideally. The last 2 weeks, Sidney had started off with a touchdown drive in the games that we've done. So, and then they've kind of slowed down offensively. Now you need to relax, maybe get some runs in here. You know, just try to establish your offense here for Coach Dunges.
Yellow Jackets offense looks to the sidelines, find themselves down 7-0 here. Opening quarter. Nice crowd on hand here at Memorial Stadium. Lots of kids as it's elementary night. Johnson across the 25 gets up near the first down before he was hit hard there by the Piqua defense. They're going to place it at the 30, so Yellow Jackets bounce back with a nice run and pick up a first down.
Again, you're going to have to establish a little bit of that run, too. You're going to have to keep Piqua off balance. They have a little bit of the size advantage you can see, too.
Reynolds, he'll fall forward as he makes the catch. Going to be about a 7-yard pickup. We'll call it 2nd down and 3.
And you got to have a good mix, good balance. You got to keep the Piqua defense guessing right there. You execute that little bubble screen, pick up 8 yards right there.
Two receivers left side. He'll go to the short side, and he throws behind number 2, Sam Reynolds, who caught the previous pass. That stops the clock at 11:12 to go. Opening quarter, all sorts of action here. We haven't played a minute yet, Brandon.
No. And tonight's playing for the Battle of the Battered Helmet. We know Sidney won the Little Brown Jug last week. Let's see if they can add to that trophy case.
The battered helmet at stake here tonight. Sidney and Piqua. Johnson straight ahead. He's at the 40. He'll go to the 44 and dive across the 45, and they'll place it at the 46. So first down run by Donovan Johnson.
Both times he's got that quarterback draw. He's had a huge hole up the middle there. Nice job by the Sidney interior there, really opening up those holes.
Johnson with 174 yards rushing so far coming into tonight's game. In about 65 rushes for the Yellow Jackets. 3 receivers to the left side, Reynolds to the short side in front of the Yellow Jackets team bench. Johnson looks the other way, up in the air, and it's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted as the bounce went towards number 17, and that's Aiden Meyer for Piqua on the defense. The senior almost came up with the interception.
They're using Julius Spradling out there as a wide receiver. We saw him start the other week against Greenville, the freshman, and he got pulled out there early in favor of Martrez Harris. Now getting to play a little bit on the outside.
No one in the backfield. Harris and Spradlin as well as Mitchell Davis all to that left side. A little different look for the Yellow Jackets. They come back to Reynolds and pass just a little bit high, and it's incomplete.
And you know, Sidney there just want to get the ball out fast and quick. That is the main goal here that you have clearly seen here early, established by this Sidney offense. Now in the 3rd and long, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
3rd down and 10, football at the Sidney 46. 3 receivers to the left side, Reynolds to the short side, Harris in the backfield. And it appears Piqua jumped.
Yep, that jumping right there was number 67. That was Caleb Lyons, the 6'4 senior. At 291 pounds there too. Pretty formidable front here, pretty big front here for Piqua.
So that goes against Lyons and Piqua, and that's going to put the ball into Piqua territory at their own 49. 10:32 to go. First National Bank Think First scoreboard clock will start to run. Same formation, Harris in the backfield. Johnson will run with it. He'll dive forward. He's going to be short of that first down. Football is going to rest at about the 47-yard line.
It's interesting to see where they go. Do you want to see if Piqua's going to jump here? Because you know you're down 7-0 early, but you got a chance to pin them back here deep early after giving up that pick 6 to start.
And Johnson's short kicked it a couple times this season, so he's going to throw it down the middle, and he'll throw it off to the right, intended there for E.J. Davis, but Davis was a little bit more down the middle. Not sure if that was on the receiver or on the quarterback. Not sure if Davis was supposed to cut back. Just by looking at Davis's expression on the field, it looked like perhaps he was taking the blame for that one.
Yeah. Just threw a little behind him there, and a tough start here for Sidney. Now you give Piqua very good field position with a 7-point lead. You've noticed really in the pros and in college and even in high school that it's been very aggressive 4th down play calling by a lot of coaches this year. It's just how football has evolved this year. Very aggressive 4th down play calling.
Ooh, will hand off to Medley. Medley will get it to midfield, and Jazziah Medley. Isn't that a great name, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if they call it Jazz for short.
That'd be awesome.
I
like
love that name. Pick up a 3 for Medley, and the ball rests at midfield for the Piqua Indians. Uhl will take the snap. He'll go straight back, looks downfield, open down the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Corey Miller, number 4, and Yellow Jackets get back on defense, and that looked like Carter Elsner, number 3 for the Yellow Jackets in the coverage, along with number 12, Elijah Austin.
Nice coverage downfield on the backside there by the Sidney secondary there. I believe Miles Vordemark was in on the play too. Again, we said Sidney's got an impact player at all 3 levels, linebacker, lineman, and secondary too, with Vordemark, Swigert, and Taborn.
Here comes the snap. Medley. Swigert will have him. He'll bring him down shy of the 45, and that's going to put Piqua most likely into a punt situation. It's about 4th down and 3. We'll see what Piqua coach Bill Neese does.
Gotta love Jaden Swigert there. Really tracked down Medley there. Grabbed and tugged on his jersey for dear life to try to save that 1st down. It looks like the Sidney offense going to come on the field again. More aggressive 4th down play calling here by high school coaches this year.
Uhl will take the snap for Piqua. There goes the pitch to Medley. Great defensive play by number 4, E.J. Davis. Boy, that's about as big time a play as you can get, Brandon, for the Yellow Jackets.
Shot out of a cannon. E.J. Davis come up from his DB spot there and dropped Medley there in the backfield, laying down the lumber right there. Nice job. Sidney gets the ball back where they just had it there before, and we see Coach Dunges and Coach Neese go aggressive on 4th down, and it doesn't pay off either time. Again, we've seen aggressive play calling on 4th down. If it's been the NFL, college football, or high school this year, it's been a trend, it seems like.
E.J. Davis, number 4 for the Yellow Jackets, with the big defensive play. His team will have the football at the Piqua 48. Johnson will call the signals. Harris stands next to him. Johnson will run it. In on the stop, number 8, Sam Schmeezing. And we talked about Schmeezing, outstanding linebacker for the Piqua Indians.
Yeah, I said Schmeezing came in leading with 27 tackles coming into this game. They ran that quarterback option a couple times up the middle, that quarterback draw, and Piqua sniffed it out there to get a minimal gain there for the Yellow Jackets.
Mitchell Davis will go to the far side, as this time the Yellow Jackets, 2 receivers on both sides. In the backfield is Harris. Johnson looks over the middle. That time he gets it to Reynolds in open territory, and Reynolds will move to about the 32-yard line. So it's a 1st down for Sidney, and the Yellow Jackets are on the move.
And that's why you get the ball out so fast right there to Sam Reynolds. It was good. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it was fine defense there by Piqua, but Sidney just got the ball out fast and right in that little zone, in that little coverage right there, and Sam Reynolds gets a big gain right there.
Yellow Jackets on the move, 1st and 10 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Johnson straight ahead across the 30 to near the 25. Football length away from the 25-yard line.
Good lead block there too by Martez Harris.
Call it 2nd down and 4. Johnson, short pass Reynolds. He has the 1st down and more. Deeper into Piqua territory.
And Sidney's doing that quick passing game has been really effective here early for him. We know they do like to pass a lot, but I don't think we've seen this many bubble screens and slants that we have seen here tonight by the Sidney Yellow Jacket offense. And coaches are very fired up here on the sidelines.
Braden Stryer with the tackle for Piqua. Held on to his ankle. Harris to the left side, but number 85, Landon Hare, big defensive lineman, 6'2", 214, will throw Harris for a loss as they try to run it to the outside.
Hare is one of probably Piqua's biggest impactive defensive linemen that they've got on this roster.
He's got some big-time statistics as far as turnovers are concerned. Creating turnovers, that is.
Absolutely.
Johnson. He'll stand at the 25, Harris to his right. He's going to draw and go straight up the middle. Stop there will be by Schmeezing. Piqua beginning to adjust to that little draw play or quarterback run. Also in on the stop is Hare.
Good job there by Piqua, too. They did get burned on it a couple times the first drive there, but Donovan Johnson has not been able to break that big run off this drive on that quarterback draw. Now a 3rd and long. this is a time where they like to really roll the dice and go for the end zone here on 3rd and long.
Got Davis and Reynolds over here to the right, and Johnson's going to go that way. He'll find Reynolds inside the 10, and he should have the first down.
Boy, and Reynolds has just gone off here early on. He's really grown, matured over this season here so far, the couple games we've done. Sam Reynolds does a nice job. I thought it almost was a false start there, about there by E.J. Davis in the slot. I think they might have got away with something there, too.
They marked the ball at the 6. And that's just about where they needed to get for the first down, at least, unless we're looking at the angle wrong here. But we've got an official's timeout, and I think they're going to measure here, I do believe. 5:16 to go, opening quarter of play. As the line crew comes on, let's keep it right here and see what the outcome is.
They needed the 6. If you said they needed the 6, it looked like it'd be a little short, but
it's close.
But yeah, I think they're short.
Not
looks
by
like
much.
Up here. Yep, they're short. Signaling short. Good
Looks
shot there
like
by our cameraman.
About 3 or 4 inches. Not by much. So here comes a big-time play. Sit back here on NKTelco Sports. Sidney and Piqua doing battle. First quarter, the Indians pick up a quick interception on the first offensive play of tonight's game and run it in for a touchdown. But Sidney trying to tie it up, and on the move, football resting just shy of the 6-yard line. They need about less than 6 inches for that first down.
Be interesting to see the play call here on 4th and short. They haven't ran the ball up the middle with Harris at all, but you have seen a couple of those quarterback draws here. So going to be an interesting play call here for the Jackets.
Harris to the right. Davis will take the snap. He's going to throw it. He's going to roll left. Under pressure, incomplete. And Landon Hare with a major defensive play. And the pass is, if it's a pass, it's incomplete. And Piqua will take over on downs.
Well, I think what he was doing there is he's looking for Marquez Harris right out there in the flat just to dump it off to him. But the Piqua defense did a nice job of recognizing that and going to that spot. That's just good coaching right there and good discipline there by the Piqua defense, using their eyes and knowing where the play was designed for. It was a little pass play for Harris in the flat, and they sniffed that out real quick, and Landon Hare putting a big hit on Donovan Johnson.
So we've seen, well, really here in the first quarter here, it's defensive plays at what we've seen.
Absolutely.
Piqua with a couple of big ones, Yellow Jackets with some big ones, and here we go, 7-0. Piqua with the lead. They've got the football. Uhl will toss it out to Miller. Miller will get the first down and more. Perhaps a little bit of a surprise call, at least from the Sidney defensive point, as Piqua goes to the air and picks up the first down passing.
Yeah, and nice little screen there, a lot of room to run, gets the first down. Best pass play here early on in the game here for the Indians.
Uhl 19 out of 28 passing coming into tonight's game for 218 yards, 3 TDs and 3 interceptions. Medley and Sidney, they're reading when the ball goes to Medley. They certainly have read that tonight.
We talk about this interior, the Sidney defensive line. I mean, with only generally usually having 3 guys down there most of the time, they hold their own. They do a really nice job. Again, Jaden Swiger really anchoring that defense there. I think was in there on the tackle right there.
So it's 2nd down and 9. Football at the 19. Uhl will take it. Short pass over the middle. Miller has it. He's got opening, and he'll take it all the way to near midfield where number 12 makes the stop, Elijah Austin. Big play by the Piqua offense.
Nice job there using a little option there. Sidney crashes down on the run. Goes right over the top there to Miller, who's wide open on the slant. Gets a big chunk play and gets the Indians out near midfield.
Miller, a wide receiver, 6 foot, 172-pound senior. Straight ahead goes the rush. With the carry that time, number 23, Bryson Roberts. Roberts comes into tonight's game 20 rushes and 145 yards, averaging 7.3 yards per carry. A pretty good alternative to Medley. Roberts will be in the backfield. Uhl will take the snap. Option right. Uhl keeps it. Picks up a couple.
Just on the speed option there. Nice job by Evan Kennedy to sniff that out. Didn't have the option to pitch there, so Uhl just had to go with it and went down there for a short gain. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Football to Sidney 47. Piqua keeping it on the ground. The last couple of plays, clock at 2:50 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, but a couple of big passes to Corey Miller from Brady Uhl. That's got the Tribe on the move. Uhl will keep it right side. Nice defensive play as Austin will come up from that defensive back position and make the stop. But it's a first down and Piqua on the move.
Good push by the right side of the Indian offensive line as well there to create a big hole there for Uhl. He didn't have to make any moves in the open field. It was just open right there for him to get the first down.
Uhl straight back, looking over the middle, wide open. He'll have to rush and he'll come down, but there's a flag. Drayshawn Roberts, number 2 for Piqua, was open down the middle. Let's see what the call is here. Officials will stop the clock at 2:04 to go here in the opening quarter. Not really sure what the call will be. It's going to be holding against Sidney, an unusual call for the defense.
Holding, defense number 3. 5-yard penalty to end the run.
So the hold is on Carter Elsner, which I think that was on Roberts when he tried to go downfield.
Yeah, I didn't see the play there, but come from the backfield generally there. It's usually on the defense or by the back judge. So tough break there for Sidney, bringing up 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, needing a big stop here right now.
Yellow Jackets need a big defensive play. They're going to call it 1st and 3, football at the 32. Uhl will come back. He'll throw it, and there's nowhere in the vicinity of that one as it goes out of bounds. That will stop the clock with 1:40 to go. Opening quarter play, Piqua and Sidney. Piqua with a 7-0 lead. And there's a flag.
Yeah, and I was thinking it was intentional grounding. I thought he was outside the pocket, too.
We know there was no one near the ball.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Seemed like it took a while for the flag to come into play.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking there was going to be the flag was going to be thrown there initially, but now we see it thrown right there, and I think that's the right call right there, and backs up Piqua, puts a little bit of a dent in the drive right now. But let's see if Piqua can move the chains here.
That's going to make it 2nd down and long. Football all the way back to the 46-yard line. Make it 17 yards for the first down. Medley. Good defense as number 11 in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets, Chris Hudgins, and we'll call his number quite a bit tonight. Hudgins, one of the leaders in tackles in the MVL.
See the 3rd down package here. You see going to the sidelines there, Corey Miller, and coming in, and Colton. I can't even pronounce that last name.
Got to take a second look at that one. We've got a timeout. We'll regroup. Piqua will take the timeout. 1:05 to go here in the quarter. Our score: the Piqua Indians 7, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing. Here on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Piqua takes the timeout. Football at the 45. It's 3rd down and 16. And Piqua head coach Bill Neese, as we said, in his 30th season for Piqua, takes the timeout to regroup as the intentional grounding call there against Piqua has put the football back at the 45-yard line. Brady Uhl in motion. Roberts, he'll go over the middle. Got a flag.
It's going to be a false start there, so.
Uhl is going to take off and run for it. Good yardage. He's at the 35, still on his feet, and he's knocked out of bounds finally by Carter Elsner coming up from his defensive back position. A couple of missed tackles, and Roberts was the one who I believe jumped. Drashawn Roberts in motion, so I believe this one will come back and work to Sidney's favor.
Yeah, he was coming in motion there on the bottom of your screen. Coach, our defensive coordinator Kyle Coleman there was getting in the side official's ear to call that, and it was pretty clear he did not get set when he came in motion, came down to the bottom of your screen. He did not stop and set himself. He just went. So pretty easy call there for the side official, and it makes it 3rd and forever here. So Piqua being victimized by themselves right now with a couple of penalties. 7-0 our score as we're in the final minute of the opening quarter of football. Football will be at midfield. Officials drop it on the 50. Brady Uhl, the Piqua quarterback. Only a junior. We've seen a lot of good junior quarterbacks so far this season in the MVL. Uhl will stand at the Piqua 45 in shotgun formation. Medley to his right. Beaker with the block to the right. Roberts will make the catch, and he'll just gain a couple of yards, and then on the stop that time, number 30, Miles Vordermark. And I tell you, one catalyst of that Sidney defense is Vordermark. Absolutely. He's blocking safety right there. Does a nice job for this defense. Really leads it here in the secondary. We said they really have a leader on all 3 faces. You got Swagger on the line, the linebackers, you got Taborn, and in the secondary it's Miles Vordermark there. So it really does a nice job here for Sidney to have leaders like those, and they're doing a really nice job here so far, and they're facing a tough defense on the other side in Piqua as well.
Julius Spradling, the freshman, will stand at the 10-yard line. He will await the kick from Sidney, and number 18, Jackson Trombley. And 2 seconds remain in the quarter. Delay of game for Piqua. So they'll push it back 5 more yards. And they'll kick from their own territory at the 48-yard line. Jackson Trombley, the junior. 3 punts coming into tonight's game, averaging 30 yards. Looks like the Yellow Jackets are going for the block.
Yep, and I don't blame them. You got to go all out aggressive here at this part of the field.
Here they come. Kick is going to bounce just shy of the 20, and it's going to roll back the other way, so it gets a nice roll for Sidney. They'll have the football at the 25 as our first quarter is history. Our score, the Piqua Indians 7, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
Hometown opportunity. Sweeterman's Pharmacy. SecureCom. Ferguson Construction.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Second quarter coming up here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney. 30-0 field, the site of tonight's contest. Sidney trails Piqua 7-0. Defense dominated first quarter, but an exciting quarter for both these two teams.
And you and I were talking about it off air, and we really have seen the Sidney team just continue to improve. And this is their best test so far in this Piqua Indians team, and they're trying to hold their ground here. Just an early pick six, the difference here so far.
Johnson with the run. He'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Clock counting down at 11:45 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Two receivers on both sides for Donovan Johnson. Harris in the backfield. He'll block this time. Mitchell Davis hangs onto the football and steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Mitchell Davis hanging on to that one, Brandon.
Yeah, and he had some drops last week, if you remember. He had a little bit of issues catching the football, so nice to see that. He almost dropped it right there, but he held right back on, and we saw him catch a huge pass down in the red zone last week where you could see Donovan Johnson has confidence in his wide receivers right there. So nice job there by Davis here.
Davis only a sophomore. Three receivers to the right side, Davis to the short side. Harris in the backfield with Johnson. They look to the offensive coordinator on the sidelines. Johnson will shift over to the right side. And there's going to be a...
I think it was on Harris.
Motion. 26. Harris took an extra step as right before the ball was snapped, and that's going to hurt the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, he was sitting down in kind of a low position, and then he come up and he brought his arms up too. Easy flag there to throw for the back judge.
3rd down and 8 now. Football at the 27. Johnson looks at the Piqua defense. Harris will go in motion all the way to the right side. Here comes the 4-man rush by Piqua. They're going long, the Yellow Jackets are. Pass is intended for Julius Spradling, but that one way out of Spradling's reach. It's incomplete. Clock will stop at 11:21. And onto the field comes Carson Taylor.
You really watch the Sidney offense here too. They're wanting to avoid that 3-step drop, having Donovan Johnson sit back in the pocket and trying to avoid this Piqua rush to getting to them. So getting that penalty, putting them in that 3rd and long situation, obviously not ideal. They're trying to stay on schedule here too. So you have to play clean. You have to not have penalties like that in that part of the field.
Carson Taylor's punt is away, and it's going to bounce into Piqua territory. It'll come dead at about the 42. And I think what you're also seeing on the Piqua defense, they're trying to adjust to those short passes as they move up just a little bit. And I think that long pass that time was Yellow Jackets were hoping that perhaps they would get some space between their receiver and the defender, but it didn't materialize.
Nope, and this is a big drive right here. You think for Piqua to get a chance to get a 2-touchdown lead. You got to see Sidney hold tight here. They had the benefit of some penalties on the last drive, but you can't always count on something like that here. Big drive coming up here for both sides of the ball.
Football goes to the left side with the carry as Kai Warner. But here comes the flag.
And again, that's something, these flags, I think it's going to go against the Indians if I would have to assume, if I'd have to guess a hold, most likely, but they're backing them up, but Sidney's got to capitalize on these mistakes. We said right there early on in our keys to the game that Piqua had to play clean. A couple penalties here have put them behind the chains here early.
One play, the difference so far in this first half, and that's a 24-yard interception return with 7 seconds into the game by Bryson Roberts, the junior defensive back for the Indians. Roberts read it and found the end zone, but since that it's been a battle of some good defenses. Here comes the rush. In on the stop for Sidney, that looked like Chris Hudgins, number 11 again. In on the stop, at least one of the Yellow Jacket defenders as Warner gets the carry. Dreshawn Roberts will go out of the game. He's number 2 and Piqua's top receiver. Uhl going long. He's open. Caught on the run in the end zone. Number 84, Ryan Brown. Football marked at the 38, so that is a, 62-yard touchdown pass with 10:16 in the second quarter.
And I think right there they were just they faked the screen down, and whoever the DB was covering Brown there just was caught napping there a little bit. Brown streaked down the sideline there, got behind the defense. Great play call there by Piqua and going long right there, and that's a huge touchdown to put the Indians ahead.
Uhl just put it right on the fingertips for Ryan Brown, and the junior wide receiver makes the catch. The kick is up, and it's good. And suddenly the Piqua Indians have jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Our score, Piqua 14, Sidney 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Yellow Jackets have made a couple of mistakes, and they paid for them here against Piqua here in the first half as they find themselves down 14-0.
Yeah, pick 6 there and a broken down coverage there. Elijah Austin was in coverage. It looked like a fake screen down, and Ryan Brown got behind the Sidney attack, most particularly Elijah Austin, as Sidney's going to get the benefit of a flag here, an illegal procedure, or a kick out of bounds. And they'll get good field position to start, but that's been the difference here so far. Really, you've liked the play here, but to be down 14-0 of just 2 big plays that Piqua has come up with here so far. So if you're Sidney, you just need to relax here. Hopefully you can get a big drive that takes up a good chunk of clock, go down and score. That's what you need to respond right now. You need to get points in some capacity here to catch back up with this Piqua attack.
Football is at the 35-yard line after the penalty. Yellow Jackets need some lightning here. First and 10, second quarter action on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 10 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Piqua 14, Sidney 0. Taborn in the backfield for the Yellow Jackets. He's number 6. Johnson, he's going to run it straight ahead, but Indians will adjust. And in on the stop for the Piqua Indians, number 8, Sam Schmeezing.
They've ran that enough where I think Piqua is not going to get fooled on that much anymore. You saw Donovan Johnson run it twice on the first drive for formidable gains, but ever since, Piqua has really shut down that quarterback draw that Sidney does like to sprinkle into this offense.
Johnson, he'll go to Davis. He'll make the catch. Tossed down to the ground there by Tanner Kemp, the defensive back. Football goes to the 49. Yellow Jackets start to move the football, look like they're going to continue to move it, and then it just stops.
Yeah, and that's what they stalled a lot last week against Vandalia Butler to only have 16 points. They've got to execute better on the opponent's side of the field here when they get to about this territory is where they've been stalling.
Johnson, he'll step through the hole and get it into Piqua territory to about the 49-yard line.
Again, they're still liking to go back to that quarterback draw again right there. I mean, he gets a decent gain, gets 3. Again, Sidney's liking to stay on schedule. They want to either go with that quarterback draw or get the ball fast out of Johnson's hands. We have not seen them give the ball off to Martrez Harris here much at all. Or Devin Taborn's been featured there some in the backfield as well to try to bring a little more oomph, maybe to be a lead blocker if they run that quarterback draw.
Important drive for the Yellow Jackets, down 2 scores. Johnson floats one over the middle, intended, I think, for Davis. It's incomplete and could have been intercepted as number 17, Aiden Meyer, senior defensive back, was in the vicinity.
Someone got a hand on that. I don't know if it was Caleb Lyons or Landon Hare got a paw on that. So it brings up 3rd and 7 here for the Jackets. A critical down here for Sidney.
Landon Hare is a formidable defensive player from that defensive end position. Johnson, he's rolling away from pressure, and it's there, and it's going to be incomplete as the Piqua defensive line applied the pressure as Bryson Roberts stayed right with Davis on the incomplete pass. Clock stops at 8:44, and unfortunately for Sidney, it's going to be 4th down and 7.
And you can see why they have been running those little bubble screens and getting the ball out quick, because that Piqua defensive line is winning the line of scrimmage right now against the Sidney offensive line. You see Johnson just roll out there. You see him run that a little more often than they have tonight. Piqua's winning the line of scrimmage, and they've established that here so far.
Taylor's punt is away. Strayer will field it at the 25. Number 11, Chris Hudgins, once again in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Hustling downfield, and he tackles Strayer. And the Sidney defense comes back out on the field. Seems like they've been on the field an awful lot here in the first half.
And that's what you don't want to happen either here too, is that Piqua defense is so good. You want to keep them out on the field for as long as possible. Try to wear them down to see if you can get them to break down. They haven't allowed more than 7 points in a game like we talked about earlier. So again, you keep your defense like Sidney on the field. They're going to get lulled to sleep like they did on that last play, the last drive, whenever they got beat over the top. I haven't seen Ewell throw it deep until then. So 14-0 Piqua right now over Sidney.
So we've got a timeout, all brought to you by Precision Strip. Our score, the Piqua Indians 14, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing, here on NKTelco Sports. Piqua with the football, 1st and 10 football at the 30-yard line. And I think Piqua is going to be forced to take another timeout as the play not quite set up the way they wanted it. So another timeout, all brought to you by Precision Strip. Once again, our score, Piqua 14 and Sidney nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
Not every kid wants to go to college. Some kids work better with their hands.
It's a good thing that they come and they learn hands-on.
Once you gain a skill, that's yours.
There's always room for advancement within the trades.
Like conditioned to believe that you had to go to college to be successful. And now I genuinely think that trade skills are extremely valuable, and we need a lot more people that are willing to go that route.
Piqua with a 1st and 10. Football at the 30, set for action here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney. With the football, still on his feet, number 3, and that's Josiah Medley.
Number 3, Medley on the carry. And again now, Piqua really starting to establish what they want to do on offense there. Now getting Medley mixed in there a little more. They weren't set, I don't think, on that last play. That's why they called the timeout. But now Piqua going fast, using tempo.
Medley averaged 8 points or 8 yards per carry coming into tonight's game. He'll get the call again, straight ahead. Nice gain for the senior. Had 390 yards rushing. 11 touchdowns so far on the season for Piqua. And Indians had one of the 4 wins was a forfeit over West Carrollton. Medley straight ahead. In on the stop there, number 74 for the Yellow Jackets. Austin Yates, the sophomore, 5'11", 263-pound lineman, makes the stop. Third down and 3. Who do you think you go to here?
I don't know. It's going to be an interesting call. They've really established the run well, but they might be able to get something here down in the slot here, maybe Roberts or something right here.
It'll be a keeper. Uhl will have it. And they spread it out just enough, and Jason Swiger comes up and makes a big defensive play.
I'm trying my best to be Tony Romo, but they go with the quarterback keeper there. So right there, nice job by Swiger. Really has a nose for the ball there, bringing up 4th down. See Coach Neese being aggressive here. Maybe he wants to see if he can get Sidney to jump. They kind of struggled offensively. Maybe he sees this as an opportunity to really put the game away in the first half by taking a 3-touchdown lead.
6 minutes, 44 seconds to go. Roberts gets the call. He's not going to get the first down.
Nope.
Would be a most generous mark if he did.
He's at least a yard short.
Roberts went into the, that's the play I thought they were going to run on the 3rd down. Only because it was successful with Medley and Roberts both times.
I think they're calling for a measurement just to get the exact measurement. He at least had to have been at least a half-yard short to a full yard short. Because I don't think it was really any close. It's nice defense there by Sidney. But we've seen both teams go for it on 4th down twice, and each time they have not got it.
Punters for these two teams, very lonely people tonight, even though they've had an opportunity a time or two, but a lot of 4th downs.
Make Jim Tressel go crazy. His favorite play is the punt.
There we go. It was close, just about the length of the football away from a first down.
That was a pretty generous spot. I thought he was at least a yard short, but lo and behold, he's short. So this is an opportunity where if you're Sidney, you've got to capitalize. You've got to get a scoring drive in some capacity right here. Piqua gets the ball to start the second half. You've stalled a lot in your part of the field. You have to get something big here early on.
Yellow Jackets need a lift before they go into the halftime, and they need a score. It would be the opportune thing as they find themselves down a couple of touchdowns. And it's kind of amazing. You look back at the scores, and the first one comes 7 seconds into the game on a pass interception, and Roberts runs 24 yards for a touchdown. And then, of course, the long pass from Uhl to Brown in the second quarter, and big time play for 62 yards and some things that normally the Piqua Indians do not do.
Yeah, and here's an opportunity right here. You're going to see a lot of quick passes. I like to see Sam Reynolds get more involved in this offense again. And sprinkle in E.J. Davis here too, and we got a false start right there. That is on the right guard, Hayden Cottrell.
You never want to be an offensive lineman because the only time you mention them is when there's a penalty.
Yeah, but do give them big boys some love there too. They did blow up in some holes for Johnson earlier, but Sidney since has really lost that battle at the line of scrimmage.
I think you're seeing some adjustments. I tell you, Schmeezing and Hare are two good defensive players on the Piqua side of the field. Little trickery, Sproudling with it, and he'll come near the first down. Looks like we may have an injured Piqua player. Clock will stop with 6 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in the first half, and our score, the Piqua Indians 14, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Jewelry Barn, repairs, custom and in-stock items. Joe's Place 2. Wayne Trail Lincoln Electric. Brookside Laboratories, world leader in analytical services. Bombauer Fertilizer and Seed. Phone Doctors.
Set for action. 6 minutes and 20 seconds counting down on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Johnson in the backfield, looks to his left. Looking for Spradling, but a little bit off target. Johnson very frustrated with himself on that incomplete pass, and the clock will stop at 6:08. And that makes a 3rd down and 11.
And they tried to use Julius Spradling out there as a wide receiver, particularly in the slot. A lot of the times they're trying to get him more involved. He would say he was a starting running back. We have not called Martez Harris's name much here at all. Sidney not really wanting to establish any sort of run offense here.
Looks to Harris, who'll pass back over to Reynolds, but it's going to be incomplete. That's Johnson, and that's going to set up a 4th down and very long, 11 yards, and that means Carson Taylor back onto the field for the Sidney Yellow Jackets.
Really, ever since that false start there by, it was Caden Cottrell, really kind of derailed that drive here. This is an opportunity here for Piqua. You're at 14-0, 6:04 to go in the half. It's really trying to help put this ball game away, or not away, but put a big hole for Sidney going into halftime. They get the ball after halftime. It's a shank punt right there.
Pressure from the Piqua defense, and Taylor's punt will go out of bounds, and they're going to mark that probably up around between the 40 and the 45 would be my guess. They're going to mark it at the 43-yard line of Piqua, so they'll have good field position with 5:58 to go here in the first half.
Really, you got to say, Sidney's defense has played really well. I mean, you look at the score, it's 14-0, but of course they give up that pick 6. That's not on your defense. And really that one play that went over the top to Ryan Brown there, the 62-yard touchdown connection, was just a blown coverage right there. So outside of that, I mean, you've got to be pretty happy with how they've played here so far in Sidney defense.
Here comes the blitz. They try to get it over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended there for Corey Miller. Uhl trying to find Miller over the middle, and Miller would have had a little bit of running room, but it's incomplete. Makes it 2nd down and 10.
And they do a nice job too of really sprinkling in a little RPO, a little over the top whenever they need to. But it's mostly a ground-based attack here for the Indians.
Uhl, he'll look to his right. Pass is complete. With the carry is Miller. He'll move it all the way into Sidney territory to the 41-yard line, picks up the 1st down, and now the Indians are on the move. From the shotgun. Defense will collapse on the Piqua runner.
And a nice job. The Sidney run defense has been pretty solid here tonight. It's been when Piqua's just found the most opportune times to catch Sidney napping here. So when they've got their big offensive chunk plays.
Chris Hudgins again with the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Make it 2nd down and 9. Gain of a yard. Brown is over here to the right side. 2 receivers to the left side. Uhl will take the snap. He'll roll left, looks long. Going to be incomplete. Trying to get it out there to...
It was number 6. Yeah.
Giovanni Baron. Just into the lineup. Baron, a senior.
That was a pretty good zip on the ball there by Uhl, too. That's about the best thrown, ball velocity-wise I've seen about all year out of any quarterback so far. And this is a big 3rd down here by Sidney. Right here, they need to get off the field. This is huge. You cannot let even Piqua get in position to get on 4th down right here. You need to stop right here, right now.
Tanner Kemp in the backfield for Piqua. Uhl's going to try and scramble, but he's going to run into 59, Carson Resser.
And that's all phases of the defense right there. Nothing there for the secondary. Uhl did the right thing to step up right there in the pocket, but he cannot find anything right down there. Carson Rosser with the Rosler with the sack right there. Huge sack there for Sidney.
Football at the 44-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. So Sidney will be forced to, or rather Piqua will be forced to punt, and that's Jackson Trombley. Trombley will stand at the Piqua 43. Trombley's kick, good high kick. There could be a return, should be, there is. Spradlin trying to get some movement. He's at the 15, trying to get to the 20 and runs out of bounds. Knocked out there by number 4, Corey Miller, much to the delight of the Sidney student body.
Oh, it was just a nice move there by Spradling. You could see why you want to get him involved on the offense, why he's playing that slot receiver position on some downs here on offense. He did a nice job going to the outside there. There were 4 Piqua guys trailing him right there, and he got all around him until the edge got set there, and he got bounced out at about the 21-yard line. So nice job there by Spradling. A lot of guys will let that bounce in the end zone.
Yellow Jackets will have the football at the 21 after Spradling's return. Spradling, he'll go to the right side along with Reynolds, who's the farthest distance from Johnson. Johnson will fake the handoff to Harris, and he'll dive forward to about the 24-yard line. Gain of 3, make it 2nd down and 7.
You can see about that quarterback draw or read option has been a guaranteed 3 yards about every time here for now on. They aren't getting 7, 8-yard gains, but they are at least getting through. They're at least moving the ball and keeping it on schedule here.
Harris in the backfield. Martese Harris, number 26 in the backfield for Sidney. Johnson takes the snap. On the mark to Davis, but the sophomore unable to hang on to it, so it'll be incomplete at the 29-yard line. Would have been just short of the 1st down, so that'll make it 3rd down and 7.
I think he anticipated the contact there a little bit. Hit him right in the chest. It was a good throw by Johnson, but the drop issue is kind of continuing there for Mitchell Davis.
Reynolds and Davis to the right side. Johnson looks that way, and he goes over the middle trying to find E.J. Davis, but a step or so off, and that means Sidney will punt it away.
You know, you want to get the ball out fast, and that's what you want to do, but that's about the 3rd or 4th time Johnson threw him behind the receiver. He has him open in them little zones, but he's getting the ball out a little too quick, and he's off communication with his slot receivers there, particularly on that slant play. That's about, like I said, the 3rd time we've seen him do that in this first half. If he just waits a little longer, he's got that completion, he's got the 1st down.
Carson Taylor will punt it. Piqua just working the field position game. High kick by Taylor. Fair catch at the 48-yard line made by Deshaun Roberts. And Roberts makes the fair catch. They'll mark it at the 48, so it's 1st and 10 Piqua. Plenty of time here. 3:09 to go, and Yellow Jackets just looking at a big 0 on that scoreboard, and they'll call on the Yellow Jacket defense one more time here to stop the Piqua offense.
Again, a tough task here to ask for Sidney.
In the backfield this time is Medley. So it'll be interesting to see if he'll get the call in this possession. In motion goes Miller. Medley does get the call, but we've got a penalty.
Yep, false start up there on the Piqua front.
Piqua head coach Bill Neese can't be happy with some of the mistakes his team has made, particularly those like that on the offensive side.
Yeah, they have, you know, Piqua's played well in a lot of facets of the game, but the phases of the penalties has been an issue for the Indians. If you have to really point out anything here so far, it has been the issues with the penalties, a couple false starts, an intentional grounding there earlier, so a little bit behind right there on the clean play that we talked about in our keyhole keys to the game for the Indians.
Miller in motion. That's where the ball's going to go. Miller will catch it at midfield and go out of bounds inside Sidney territory. They'll mark it at the 43, and nice fake to Medley, and Miller, who was in motion to that side, and Uhl went right to him.
And we see a lot of motion from this Piqua offense as well. Again, they are very good at keeping you off balance on defense.
Second and short, Medley for the first down. He's not going to get it, I don't believe. Well, maybe he did on that second effort there. Chris Hudgins, boy, he had a shot at him behind the line, but just the fall forward, and that's going to be a first down for Piqua.
You got to think, too, if you're Sidney, you've been making stops, but I think someone's got to step up and make a turnover here at some point. You know, Piqua had that turnover to start the game there on the first offensive play of the game, but you got to have someone that I think knocks the ball out here, makes something loose, causes a turnover, fumble, interception, something here to change momentum.
Medley with the football. Piqua just going to the horse as Medley picks up just about his average there, 7 or 8 yards on that carry. Looks like a gain of about 7. We'll call it second down and 3. Yeah, and Coach Dunn just said they needed a +2, and that's not happening right now. First down's going to be a little bit short.
I think this is an area of the field, too, where you're Piqua, you do keep it on the field with the way Sidney's been struggling to move the ball against that defense here. If you're Piqua, you want to go up 21-0 into halftime with getting the ball in the second half. So I think, too, no matter what, this 2 plays right here, no matter what, for the Indians, barring a penalty.
Into the game comes Deshaun Roberts. They'll send 3 players to the right side as they shift into the correct position. Uhl, he'll go left side. First down as the big junior dives forward. They'll mark it back down at the 29, but boy, it looked like he got further up the field than that, but it's a first down, 1st and 10, and that clock is counting down. As you can see on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, pass is complete. Headed for the end zone. Ball goes down, but Uhl with the completion.
And they are wanting to run with tempo right here. Now they think they've got Sidney where they want him.
Giovanni Baron with the catch. Football at the 1. Going to be a little bit short of the end zone. Piqua still has 1 timeout remaining if I read the scoreboard clock correctly.
Correct.
Sidney has 3. Second down, clock now coming down to 40 seconds. I would imagine they'll run 1 more play and then call that timeout. If they don't get in, of course. Uhl, he'll keep it. Touchdown, Brady Uhl.
Touchdown, Piqua. Number 7, Brady Uhl on the carry.
Uhl with the run from 2 yards out with 29 seconds in the half. Big touchdown for Piqua to go up 3 scores.
Number 8, Jackson Cromwell on the kick.
And that's huge there. Going in, he got 29 seconds there. If he can hold bar a Sidney big play, they come out in the second half with the ball. So big shift of momentum for a big scoring drive for the Indians.
Kick is up, and it is good, and it's 21-0 with 29 seconds remaining here in the first half of football. Our score, the Piqua Indians 21, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
Precision Strip, Tom and Jerry's, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Carriage Works, New Knoxville Supply Company.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Jackson Trombley to kick it away for Piqua. They enjoy a 21-0 lead here shortly before halftime. Trombley's kick is going to find the end zone. Kicks that one about 7 yards deep in the end zone. No return, so Yellow Jackets will have the football at the 20-yard line.
Kind of a hot, humid night here, too, and I think hydration is going to be key here for both sides, too, going in the second half. Kind of resting a little bit. I mean, we are about sweating up here in the booth. Right here, it is hot.
It is just a little bit warm, isn't it?
It is, and we needed our jackets last week, so thanks, Ohio, for this weather again. You just got to love it.
Yep. Changes weekly, daily, and hourly. I'd like to remind everybody that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Tonight's game replayed Wednesday, September 22nd at 9 p.m. and Monday, September 27th at 9 p.m. Also, you can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. The first half is over. The two teams head to the locker room. Our halftime score, the Piqua Indians 21, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Third quarter of football about to begin here at Sidney. Let's take a look at our halftime statistics and a recap of the first half, all brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And boy, I tell you, Brandon, you look at some of these numbers, and the big number for Piqua that pops out is those passing yards.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because we talked about how they were a ground-heavy attack going into this game. They only got 60 yards on the ground on 24 rushes, so credit the Sidney defense doing a good job in the run defense. But you talk about passing, otherwise they got 221 total yards, so that, I believe, if you take 221 minus 60 would give you, let me do some math here, 161 passing yards there in the first half for Brady Ewell. So a nice job by Piqua through the air, really being effective, just kind of the opposite of what we thought. They have 9 first downs, 221 total yards. They're averaging 6.5 yards per play.
And when you take a look at one note, you know, Ewell coming in to tonight's game had 218 yards total in 3 games.
And then Sidney, five first downs. They're only averaging 2.7 yards a play. Been really struggling here offensively. Once they got in the midfield a couple times, they've stalled. This Piqua defense has lived up to its bill. Again, only giving up 4.3 points a game. And the weird thing is for a defense as stingy as them, they come into this season 1 sack. And they didn't have a sack in the first half. That's pretty impressive. And just tells you how good this Piqua team is.
Sidney will be kicking off to Piqua to start the second half.
Piqua started it out tonight with, in the first quarter, 7 seconds into the game, Roberts with a 24-yard pass interception of a Donovan Johnson pass, and that set the tone for the first quarter, and Piqua was up 7-0. It was pretty much a defensive battle until about 2 minutes into the second quarter when Ewell found Ryan Brown with a 62-yard pass along the sidelines. That made it 14-0 with 10:16 to go. And then the killer, at least from my perspective, for Sidney, with 29 seconds left in the half, Ewell had a 2-yard run for their third score. We're underway here in the second half, and our halftime stats and recap all brought to you by Wagner's IGA.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, too, to see when you looked at the stats, only one rush attempt for Martez Harris there. They did do a lot of quarterback options, design quarterback runs for Donovan Johnson there in the first half. He had 10 rushes for 29 yards there on the first half. So this is a big drive coming up here early on for the Jackets. They need to get a stop here early. They need to set the tone here this second half.
Piqua with it, 1st and 10, football at the 20-yard line. Left side goes the rush. That's Medley. Looked like Taborn in on the stop, as well as Miles Vordermark.
And we said the rush defense has been solid here for Sidney. Only allowed 60 rush yards on 24 carries. So Sidney, in that aspect, did a really nice job the first half.
Yeah, another stat you take a look at for Piqua that kind of hurt their offensive efforts was the number of penalties that they had in that first half.
6 of them for 46 yards.
Medley with a short, well, loss actually. It'll be a 2-yard loss, and Indians looking at a 3rd down and 9 with 11:08 to go on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Uhl in the backfield. He's number 7, Brady's junior quarterback. He's going to roll to his right, looks upfield, and Miller will make the catch and step out of bounds at about the 33, and that was a well-executed play as Carter Elsner in on the defense for Sidney.
Nice job there, a little soft coverage there by Sidney Elsner, particularly in soft coverage there. And Miller, again, about the favorite target here for quarterback Brady Uhl right there, and gets the first down to move the chains. We said with Piqua with a 3-touchdown lead, we'll really want to establish, we'll see him try to establish the ground attack there, but I like the play call on 3rd and long right there.
Medley dances through the hole, goes to the outside, but Sidney will bring him down. Looks like number 11, Chris Hudgins, in on the stop. Back in the lineup for the Yellow Jackets, number 75, Brennan Barnes. He'll go to the defensive line front for the Yellow Jackets, with Hayden Cottrell and Swiger, number 78. Short pass completed. Miller has it. And he's going to be near that first down. Just depends where he stepped out of bounds.
Let's see where the side official spots him. He's stepped back well out back there. This will be 3rd down 7.
They mark it at the 39-yard line. Let's call it 3rd and 3.
They had 3rd and 7 on the board. That's why it was kind of a little confused there.
Football at the 39-yard line. Uhl, Medley. 1st down and more. Across midfield, still on his feet. Into Sidney territory. He's at the 30. Still on his feet, and finally out of bounds deep into Sidney territory. Number 11, Chris Hudgins. Boy, Chris made a long run to get to that one.
Boy, it's a great run by Medley, his best run of the night. Shaking off defenders, kind of Derrick Henry-esque, kind of like that, to get it down into the red zone there.
All the way to the 19-yard line. Piqua really asserting themselves on this drive. This time the carry goes to Kai Warner, number 15. He goes off the left side. Picks up 2 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 8.
Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 8.
You got limping to the sideline too there, Isaiah Clark. Just slowly jogging to the sideline towards Coach Dunges.
Clock counting down. First National Bank Think First scoreboard, 21-0. Piqua with the lead over Sidney. Fake to Warner, out to Miller here on the right side. Corey Miller into the 10, dives forward to the 8-yard line.
It should make it 1st and goal.
Carter Elsner with a stop. He slowed him down and got him off balance, but Miller gets to the 8-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal for Piqua.
First down, Piqua. First and goal from the 8.
Poole will take the snap. Warner. Hudgins again in on that stop. Boy, we're calling number 11 an awful lot tonight.
You know, he's the lead tackler on this defense, and he's got a nose for the ball right there to get in on stops. So, again, this is Sidney. They cannot break here. They can bend, but they can't break. You need a stop right here.
Hudgins came into tonight's game with 32 total tackles, 18 solos, 14 assists, and he's really added to that total so far. Uhl, handoff, right side. That's Medley.
Medley, the ball carrier.
And he'll get to the 4-yard line.
Gain of 3 on the play.
3-yard gain.
Third and goal from the 5.
3rd down and goal, and that ball is resting at the 4-yard line.
And here an opportunity to Piqua. I think you can afford to take a field goal here too if you have to, but again, you can pin Sidney deep here again too if you don't get it in 2 plays.
Short pass, wide open in the end zone, touchdown. Colton Beaker.
And there,
Beaker with the catch.
There, bite on the run down there. Get the little slant pass over the top. Easy does it. Piqua extends this lead and has really blown this game open.
7:47 to go here. Touchdown pass from Uhl to Beaker. And it's 27-0. Extra point kick coming up. Trombley. Kick is up and it's perfect. 4 for 4 for Trombley tonight. Our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Piqua 28, Sidney 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being $1 billion company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Uhl with a 4-yard touchdown pass to Beaker, and extra point kick makes it 28-0, and Trombley will kick it away for the Indians as the ground attack taking over for Piqua, and Trombley booms it into the end zone, and Sidney will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And it's an important drive for Sidney. You want to stave off that running clock that's kind of creeping in probably the back of their minds, and probably in Piqua's mind too, being 28-0 here. Got to stay within yourself offensively. Do what was kind of working on those couple of drives, getting the ball out fast, getting out to your playmakers. I want to see E.J. Davis a little more involved here. We want to see the ball get back in Sam Reynolds' hands. Seems like we haven't called him really either of their names, Sam Reynolds in particular, since the first 2 drives. He was really effective there early on. Haven't really called his name since, though.
So very true. Piqua defense looking at Johnson running the football. He'll move forward. 3-yard gain. And that'll make it 2nd down and 7. Clock counting down, 7:35.
And that's about where, since the first drive where Donovan Johnson's been getting 3 yards, it's been about 3 yards guaranteed. It's been about playing into the average of what Sidney's getting on the ground. Again, Marquez Harris only has 1 carry here so far, so they haven't not handed off to the tailbacks here at all here in this game so far.
Johnson looks to the right side, intercepted. That's Roberts. He's at the 10. He's to the 8-yard line. And E.J. Davis with the tackle for the Yellow Jackets, or that would have been a touchdown. Bryson Roberts, the junior defensive back, coming up big again, Brandon.
Yeah, and that's just, they were reading the play. You know, if you watch Sidney on film, they run those types of little out hooks and little slants and tunnel screens there a lot. And that was just an easy read there for Roberts. He just sat back right in his zone, in his area, in his spot. And it was an easy interception, the 2nd of the night for Donovan Johnson.
Big turnover for the Yellow Jackets. That puts Piqua within striking distance right away. Football at the 8-yard line. Uhl, the junior quarterback. He'll take the ball in the shotgun. Hand off to Medley. He gets to the 2-yard line. Ball goes out, and Sidney indicates that they have it, but Medley's already down, I'm pretty sure, and they'll have the football at the 2-yard line.
E.J. Davis just hobbled to the sideline. Once he just got off the field, he just had a little relief and just plopped to the ground right there. Hope he's okay.
Number 46, Conley New, into the lineup to replace Davis. Piqua trying to convert that interception into a touchdown. 2nd down and 2 at the 2. Medley, he'll go right side. Swiger will have him.
Swiger really hasn't got any pass pressure as he usually does, considering the way Piqua runs their offense. He has 5.5 sacks to lead all the NVL, but he's still been effective in the run defense here tonight.
Also in on the stop, Miles Vordemark, number 30. We've called his name an awful lot tonight, too, for the Yellow Jackets. Clock counting down to 6 minutes to play. 3rd quarter action, Memorial Stadium. Medley in the backfield. Uhl stands next to him. Quite a combination for Piqua as they load up, and they will take a timeout with 5:48 to play in this. Timeout brought to you by Precision Strip. 5:48 to go, 3rd quarter action or score. Piqua 28, Sidney nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
The date is set. The lake has been chosen. It's time to sign up for the 2nd annual Brush Pile Fishing Veterans Tournament. Proceeds from this event will benefit Save a Warrior and the Travis Mills Foundation. Both organizations focus on helping veterans live the best life they possibly can by treating their physical and psychological traumas. Visit brushpilefishing.com to register or to learn how to donate.
Nedick Minster, Clope, Keyhole Pizza.
Piqua with the timeout. Short dump pass, touchdown, and Colton Beaker.
Just really getting creative there. Let's roll out, the fake handoff, roll out. Beaker wide open in the end zone for a 2nd touchdown reception of the night. 34-0 Piqua.
That was 2 yards, correct?
Yes, it was 2 yards.
2 yards. Extra point kick coming up. Running clock also coming up in this one. Trombley with the extra point kick. Up, and it is good as he booms it. And it's now 35-0. Piqua dominating here in the 2nd half. Our score, 5:43 to go. 3rd quarter action. Piqua 35, Sidney nothing on NKTelco Sports.
Single.
Back here at Sidney, Jackson Trombley will kick it away, and the clock is, once the whistle blew, the clock is running. So it could be a quick 3rd quarter, 2nd half if the Yellow Jackets do not come up with some points. Davis trying to make the return. He's at the 15, going the wrong way. North and south, so to speak, and he'll have it at the 15, so it'll be 1st and 10 football at the 15.
And that running clock comes into play. And sometimes you can just look down and you can see a couple minutes run off here. So, again, something Sidney's just got to work on some things now. You know the game's getting a little out of hand, but you just want to work on the little things right now here. Again, we said this is the best team that they're going to play probably on their schedule all year. It's going to be a barometer of how good they are, and It's been tough here tonight, but just trying to work on some little things, take some positives out of this tonight.
Yellow Jackets run the spread offense, 3 to the left, Reynolds to the short side. Ahead goes Donovan, following Harris's block, and he'll get up about an 8-yard pickup.
He took a nice hit there from Kai Warner.
Piqua's just a solid team overall. They've got the great running back, the solid quarterback, some standout defensive players, but they are deep as well, and it's showing right now as we've got a timeout for an injured player with 4:13 to go, third quarter action. Our score with the timeout, all brought to you by Precision Strip. Piqua 35 and Sidney nothing here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Back here at Sidney, Yellow Jackets looking at a 35-0 deficit as they try and get something going here in the third quarter. Clock on the run, under 4 minutes. Johnson, the quarterback. Harris will be in motion. He'll go to the left side. Low snap. Here's the pitch to Harris. He's trying to get outside. Harris powers forward across the 30 to the 35, and that's a play we have not seen here tonight.
No, kind of a little unique formation there. Only Harris's second touch of the night. So first down for Sidney and something positive to add. Trailing here 35-0.
They pick up the first down, so Sidney on the move. 3 receivers to the right side. Big, strong defensive front for Piqua. Johnson, he'll slip through it and get across the 40 to about the 42-yard line.
That was a nice block out there by Brennan Barnes. Brennan Barnes playing center tonight. That was a nice block to get to the second level to really open up a hole there for Donovan Johnson to get the first down.
And Sam Schmeezing in on the stop for Piqua one more time. Schmeezing, that middle linebacker, looks right over the center and right at the quarterback. Here comes the snap. Fakes the pitch right. He'll move it across. Johnson will move it across the 45 and get it to the 49-yard line. That's a nice gain and gets the Yellow Jackets a first down.
Again, he's moving the ball. Probably Piqua too, trying to get some work in some twos here, and you see some people on the field like Long and or Landon Hare, excuse me, and Sam Schmeezing still in the field, but we'll try to get some other guys some reps here tonight too.
Harris, the fake to him. Johnson will keep it. He's across the 45 to the 40. Deep into Piqua territory.
And again, this is the point where we said Sidney's kind of struggled with this point of the field, where the past couple weeks when you and I have watched them, where they've really struggled to move the ball. They've stalled a lot at this portion of the field, so the play calling and execution is going to need to be better on the Jackets' part in this part of the field.
Reynolds will go to the far right side. E.J. Davis also to that side. Reynolds started out tonight's game deeply involved in the offense. Haven't had too many touches here in the second half. Probably looking for his first, if I'm not mistaken. Harris tries to take it inside. He gets to the 40 and met there by a host of defenders. One of them, Tate Adams, number 22. And
Stop by number 53, Wyatt Dobson.
Football will rest at the 40. Also in on the stop that time, number 53, Wyatt Dobbins. 6'1", 259-pound senior.
Sidney's got one less day to prepare for their next game. They play Troy in their next game on Thursday Night Lights down in Troy. That'll be a game broadcast on Fox 45 on your local station.
Yellow Jackets going to the grinder as far as the schedule with Piqua and Troy in back-to-back weeks. Football to the 40.
Someone's got to, right?
You have to sooner or later.
And again, this is going to be a type of game where Sidney's going to learn here too, and it's a good barometer. Not saying the scoreboard is going to make them happy, but they're going to learn a lot of things coming out of here tonight. And going forward, they still got to fight. There's still going to be a dogfight for a playoff spot. They are, and they've got the schedule. I think it favors in their way. Still got some tough teams coming up. You got Troy, you got Stebbins, some good teams in the NBL. But this is a team. They stick around 500, 6-4. They've got their shot at the postseason as we head to the fourth quarter.
That's going to end the third quarter as we move on to quarter number 4. Our score: Piqua 35, Sidney nothing. Here on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Fourth quarter is upon us. Sidney with the football, clock counting down. Football at the 41 of Piqua. Davis trying to go to the left side. EJ finds some running room, gets it across the 35 on the misdirection, and he'll move forward, and he's going to be just short of that first down. Good effort there by EJ Davis on what I'll call a counter. Pitch, sweep left.
And Davis getting up slow. We saw him jog to the sideline there earlier, and he's just going to flop down as we're going to have a timeout here.
Timeout on the field. Clock will stop at 11:21. Our score once again, Piqua 35, Sidney nothing, here on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
EJ Davis goes out of the lineup for Sidney. Let's hope that's just a Charlie horse, which it appears to be. 11:02 to go. Clock will count down. Short snap to Johnson. He'll move it to the left side. He'll get across the 30-yard line and pick up that first down.
Again, to get a first down in this part of the field. Again, we said it's where Sidney's been struggling.
Football will rest at the 30-yard line. Sidney trying to find some offense here in the second half as Piqua capitalizing on a couple of interceptions and a long pass play, and they've got a big 35-0 lead. Johnson, Reynolds will make the catch and fall out of bounds. They will mark it at the 22. So nice catch there by Sam Reynolds.
Really looking around the area scores tonight. Not a lot of close games out there tonight. See a couple of our other NKTelco games, 41-6 for New Bremen, and Marion Minster 41-14.
Fort Laramie made a journey to Greenfield, Indiana.
That's a late pickup.
They were supposed to play Dayton Dunbar, was it?
Dayton Dunbar, and they not because of COVID, and that's why they didn't play, and had some options, but Greenfield, Indiana, and they're up 18-14 right now.
That's great. They're able to find a substitute on such short notice.
Talk about all the traveling they're doing as an independent this year. They're a formidable schedule this year. Playing an independent is not easy, but you find a lot of good competition playing as an independent, that's for sure.
Personal foul there against Piqua, face mask call against the Indians. And if there's been one negative for Piqua tonight, even though it's been a convincing performance by Bill Neese' squad, it has been penalties. That has haunted them. 35-0 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Yellow Jackets trying to create a positive here. Football will be placed at the 11-yard line. Greenville up by a point over Xenia. Butler 13-0 over West Carrollton. Tip up by 12 over Stebbins, 36-24. New Bremen up big over Anna, 41-6, and Marion Local up 41-14 in the third quarter, and Versailles with the big lead over Fort Recovery. Sidney takes the timeout with 8:32 remaining in this contest. Our score, Piqua 35, Sidney 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Sidney takes the timeout to try and regroup. Boy, Troy is on a tear, 49-0 over Fairborn. That's Sidney's opponent next week. Nice pass to Reynolds from Johnson inside the 5, and Yellow Jackets will get the first down.
Yeah, we talked about Reynolds being effective earlier. They've gone to him a couple times on this drive, and he's done a nice job at junior. He's really grown this year and really has done a nice job in being a force for this team as we have yet another injury. We talked about the heat coming into this game, and I don't know if that's Donovan Johnson.
Lots of Charlie horses here in the early going. Timeouts all brought to you by Precision Strip. So with 7:49 to play in this one, we've got a break in the action. Our score, Piqua 35. Sidney knocking on the door, but right now, Sidney 0.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement. We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Sidney with the football, and it looks like we may have a new quarterback in the lineup. Well, not necessarily in the lineup, but switching positions. E.J. Davis will get the call. Johnson out with what I'm going to say is a severe Charlie horse. Davis right side. He's going to try to find that end zone, but boy, there are about 4 Piqua defenders there. Kai Warner, number 15, one of 4 that put some good licks on Davis, who he's a pretty tough player. He can handle it, right?
Yeah, and I think you bring in E.J. Davis, you expect maybe kind of like a wildcat type quarterback here where they are and being in the red zone, being in a goal line situation. I think that's what Sidney's trying to do here. Is just trying to run it in here with Davis as he's talking with his offensive coordinator and Coach Dunges over there, his offensive coordinator, Britton Dever.
Yellow Jackets spread it out at the 4-yard line. Davis, he'll look for that hole, trying to find that end zone. He is so close. Is he in? Yes. Yep. 6:43, and the cannon makes it official. Sidney finds the end zone. And the Sidney flag goes down the sidelines with Superman carrying it. And it's 35-6 on the 4-yard run by E.J. Davis.
If they make this extra point, it'll be tied for the most points that Piqua has given up through the halfway mark of the season.
They have not given up a lot of points, that's for sure. So E.J. Davis' 4-yard run brings some life to the Memorial Stadium crowd. Taylor with the extra point boot. Kick is up. He nails it. Our score, the Piqua Indians 35, Sidney 7, here on NKTelco Sports. Carson Taylor will kick it off for Sidney as the Yellow Jackets get on the scoreboard. E.J. Davis with a well-earned touchdown on a 4-yard run. And the clock now stops at 6:43 as it's 35-7. Nice boot by Taylor. Piqua will have the football at the 20-yard line, and I would anticipate Piqua will keep the football on the ground and work the clock and try and finish this one out.
Yeah, and I think this is the point where you put in your twos and you kind of just milk it out here. You got a 35-7 lead, and this is a Piqua team that Coach Dunn just said when we talked to him before the game, said this is a team deserving of a top 10 ranking in the state, and it's pretty clear and obvious why this team's going to be a formidable opponent, move ultimately to 5-0 here in the next 6 minutes and 43 seconds. But I mean, they're solid. I mean, beating Belmont 54-0, canceled second week COVID against West Carrollton. Troy beat Troy 28-7, Xenia 35-6. Their next game they play Fairborn, who Troy's beating 49-0. So they'll be heavy favorites next week to move to 6-0 ultimately.
Medley keeps it on the field, picks up about 8 yards, so make it 2nd down and 2. And Medley is a very smooth running back. He's going to end up with a pretty decent night, though it's just kind of quiet night.
Yeah, it was kind of quiet in the first half, but he did break off that big run that started off the second half there for Piqua in a touchdown drive. But you can see why he was third in the MLB in MVL in passing yards.
Poole will take the snap. Medley with the carry. Straight ahead he goes. He gets it to the 35-yard line. 1st down, and clock stops for a moment as they move the chains. But in a sense, we are really on a running clock right now as long as Piqua keeps the ball on the ground.
Yeah, and this is the point, too, where you hope for no injuries, knock on wood, for both teams. And with it kind of being a little out of hand here, and Sidney again next week going to come with a formidable opponent in Troy on Thursday Night Lights. So really, Sidney getting to know who they are this week and next.
Straight ahead, here comes Medley. He's at the 50, midfield. Now it's a race. 30, 25, 20, cuts it inside. Touchdown. Medley, 65-yard touchdown run by Josiah Medley.
That was beautiful. That was a great run.
Beautiful cut at the end. That just, you're going, how is he going to beat the last 3 or 4 guys? And he just cut that right back and up and in.
I was waiting for him to get about cut off there. Once got about to 30, I'm thinking, well, maybe he doesn't get it. But he proves me wrong, and he shows us why he's one of the top backs in all the Miami Valley League. Nice run there by Medley, and the Piqua offense. It's just as the game has got on. I think they didn't score an offensive touchdown in the first quarter. They had that pick 6 to start the game. But then after that, the offense just slowly getting better and better and better. And towards the end of the first half, they have just been laying it on. And you see why this team is going to be 5-0 after tonight.
And the biggest problem they've had, every time they started their offense up, they seem to have a small penalty, and that stopped them.
Yeah, really, and that's the thing that has held them back from even exploding more.
Trombley with the extra point kick. Penalty goes against Sidney. 5:25 left to play. Jackson Trombley with the kick. It's good. Piqua up big over Sidney. Our score, the Piqua Indians 42, the Sidney Yellow Jackets 7s here on NKTelco Sports. Jackson Trombley will kick it away for the Piqua Indians. Clock counting now as we approach the 5-minute mark here on NKTelco Sports. In the end zone, it's fielded, and the return will not happen, so Sidney will have the football at the 20-yard line. And Trombley just boots it in the end zone, and Yellow Jackets will have it at their own 20-yard line.
Again, the battle. This is the battle again of the battered helmet. We know these two schools engage in a year-long. I know they have in the past. I still assume they do engage in that year-long competition, all sports contest. So it looks like this one's going to help in a point in favor of Piqua. But it's kind of cool, you know. You challenge them in about every sport, from girls to boys soccer to football to your basketball to baseball, softball, whatever, and track, and it keeps everyone engaged in school and gives you something to play for. There's movement on the right side, 67.
Yellow Jackets will be guilty of the offside, I believe.
I saw Thomas Seibert flinch. There was someone on the end that moved too, but I thought it was a false start. Maybe there's an offside that caused the false start. Seibert playing that right tackle position.
Say they'll talk through it as the clock continues to count. Approaching the 4-minute mark.
Call offsides.
Penalty will go against Piqua. So the offside goes against Piqua, so that'll make it first down and 5. And it looks like Spradling will be in the lineup for Sidney. The freshman will get some snaps here at quarterback as he tries to sweep to the left side. Julius Spradling, freshman for the Yellow Jackets, in at quarterback, 5'9", 149 pounds.
We talked about Spradling is listed here in our roster as a quarterback and defensive back, and so starting running back. Wasn't getting enough carries. You saw him used in the slot here a couple times tonight. I don't really know if he's been targeted more than about once or twice. But Sidney looking like they're just trying to get some different guys some reps out here.
Spradling is a freshman quarterbacking the Yellow Jackets. There's the pitch to Harris. He'll step forward and grind it out to across the 30 to near the 31-yard line.
26 Harris on the carry. On the stop for Piqua, number 8.
Again, the next home game will be in 3 weeks against Fairborn. Got to be a homecoming game. You and I will be on the call for that game, and only 2 more home games. It's tough to say that we're already halfway through the regular season, which we know we started a week earlier than we usually did due to the new playoff format, but it's crazy to say that we're a week through, or halfway through the high school football season already.
Moving right along. Number 37 for the Yellow Jackets, Bryce Hughes, also in the lineup. He'll be lined up to the left side. And that time I think it was the Yellow Jackets, because it looked like the whole left side of the line started to move on what might have been a run play to the sidelines, or towards the Sidney sidelines, I should say.
Yeah, it was Austin Yates there, guilty of that, the left tackle.
He may not have been alone on that one.
Him and also number 65 down there, Jaden Bishop. Again, some guys getting some new reps, or getting some reps.
Spradlin will try to step forward. He'll get to the 30. I'm not sure how he got there. The Indians had his number, but number 24, Devin Finley, sophomore linebacker, makes the stop for Piqua. Second down and 11. Football at the 30. First National Bank Think First scoreboard coming up on the 1 minute mark. Play clock at 7 seconds. Spradling stand back there and make the call. He comes to the right side, cuts it up, still on his feet, still running. He's got some running room. He's at midfield. He makes the cut back inside, and he'll come down at the 42-yard line. What a nice run there by Spradling.
Well, you see why Sidney wants to get him on the field, and that athleticism, just when he got in the open field, making cutbacks, making moves right there, and you see why, again, they want him on the field, because he's a playmaker, but again, just a freshman, so exciting to see him develop in his career as a Jacket.
27-yard gain by Spradling. Clock at 24 seconds. Spradling, this could be the final play of the game. He'll reverse directions. He'll cut it up to the 40, dive forward to about the 35 and get across it. And we're into the final seconds of this one. And the countdown is on, and the Piqua Indians will remain unbeaten with an impressive 42-7 win over Sidney. Two teams will move towards the center of field to offer each other congratulations. Once again, our final score, Piqua 42, Sidney 7. We'll be back with our recap and stats here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? Nidec Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. Nidec is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at Nidec Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with Nidec.
Back here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney, the Yellow Jackets take it on the chin 42-7 as the Piqua Indians remain unbeaten and move to 5-0 on the season and 4-0 in MVL play. Yellow Jackets now 2-3 and 2-2 in league play. Let's take a look at the stats and a recap of tonight's game, all brought to you by Wagner's IGA. And I've got to believe those stats, especially here in the second half, very much in the favor of the Piqua Indians.
Yeah, 192 pass yards through the air for Piqua. 11 of 15 was Brady Ewell with a solid night tonight. Again, I said about he'd pass about 15 times tonight, and heck, I was right on the nose right there with that, and toot my own horn there a little bit. But 389 total yards from this team, 7.6 yards per play. And really, the only thing that hurt them was a couple penalties. They had 8 penalties for 62 yards. If you had to point to anything that Piqua struggled with tonight, which wasn't much, but that was one thing. They had 2 interceptions on the defensive side. 6 of 10 on third down. Sidney on the flip side, 94 yards. Donovan Johnson was 10 of 24 with 2 interceptions. 53 plays for 210 yards, average of 4 yards a play. They punted 4 times. They were 1 of 3 on fourth down. The time of possession about pretty even though Piqua has an edge on that. Some of your leaders overall receiving, leading for Piqua was number 4. That would be Corey Miller with 7 receptions, 94 yards. Leading for Sidney was Sam Reynolds with 6 receptions for 60 yards. Just some receiving totals that we saw from tonight, but. Piqua showed why they're 5-0, and that team's gonna make a deep playoff run. But if you're Sidney, like you said, Dave, they took one on the chin, but you got to bounce back. You got 6 days. You got another formidable opponent in Troy. You can't sulk in it, but like I said at the beginning, it'd be a good barometer of where you're at. And you got a couple wins under your belt, which has been nice, but there's still some work to be done here for Coach Dunge's squad.
Yeah, a couple of interceptions came at inopportune times for Sidney. One of them in the opening seconds of the game led to an interception, a return for a touchdown by Piqua. That put them up 7-0. Then the big 62-yard pass to Ryan Brown from Ewell on broken coverage. That made it 14-0 just a couple minutes into the second quarter. But you really got to believe that touchdown that Piqua put in right in the final seconds, the 29-second mark of the first half, was a really major play because it followed a Sidney interception, and the 2-yard run by Ewell made it 21-0 at half.
Yeah, when it put it 21-0 at half, you sensed a bit of desperation in the side of Sidney. And when you go down 21-0 at half and you don't have the ball to come out to really respond, it took a lot of air out of the Sidney team. But it just once Piqua got it going, they didn't score an offensive touchdown the first quarter. It was a defensive touchdown. But once the ball kind of started rolling Piqua's way offensively, they just couldn't be stopped. And again, this is the tied for the most points that Piqua's given up all year. So that defense, again, lived up to its billing. It's going to raise its dastardly average of 4.3 points a game they've been giving up. But It's Piqua's a formidable opponent, and they're going to make it a playoff run. You can tell they're a nice team, and they got a chance to be MVL champs.
Our stats and recap all brought to you by Wagner's IGA. Let's move on to our player of the game, and that selection goes to the Sidney Yellow Jackets, all brought to you by NKTelco. And one player had a pretty decent defensive effort for the Sidney Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, we're going to go with Chris Hudgins there, number 11. Just a nice job there. It was a tough night for Sidney offensively, but we're going to go back-to-back weeks on the defensive side of the ball for Sidney. Chris Hudgins, we always call his name. He's the lead tackler on this team. Just brings a different element to this defense. We called his name a lot, so Chris Hudgins, congratulations, NKTelco Player of the Game.
And our Player of the Game, as always, brought to you by NKTelco. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors tonight: Crown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sidney All-Glaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Cargill, and NKTelco. Also follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on WCSMradio.com all season. Your sports leader in Mercer and All-Glaze counties. Also like to thank these sponsors as well: Five-Star Recruitment sponsor, Crown Equipment Corporation, MVP sponsors, Clopay and Nidec Minster. Our scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, Keys to the Game, Keyhole Pizza, Replays, Winners Meats, Starting Lineups, Sidney All-Glaze Audiology. Our timeout sponsor, Precision Strip, Stats and Recap sponsor, Wagner's IGA, and our Player of the Game sponsor by NKTelco. Our Sidney game sponsor is Cargill. Also like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of high school football on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Tonight's game is replayed on Wednesday, September 22nd at 9 p.m. and then Monday, September 27th at 9 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Our team here tonight at Sidney, on the camera, Jim Miller. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and alongside me, Brandon Coverman. Final score from Sidney: the Piqua Indians 42 and the Sidney Yellow Jackets 7.